is what I tell people when they ask if I'm constipated on a carnivore diet. Hi, I'm Jen, and if you're new here, I am delighted to meet you. Today, we are talking all things poop. So I'll begin with a spoiler. I am not constipated on a carnivore diet. In fact, I was constipated before a carnivore diet. Before I became carnivore, I would frequently go 7 to 10 days without any bowel movements. And it got so bad that about 2 years ago, my doctor made me get a colonoscopy. Now, I was 36 or 7 at the time, so much too young for a routine colonoscopy, but I was pooping so infrequently, and I had to actually take enemas sometimes to poop, that my doctor said, you know what, let's just do a colonoscopy and make sure there's nothing going on, no blockages or anything like that. Now, thank goodness, everything came back completely normal, but clearly I was having issues. The interesting thing is that even though I moved my bowels so infrequently, I didn't really have a lot of issues from that. I didn't bloat.
Nope, physically I don't bloat.
I didn't seem to have abdominal discomfort, but what I did have was very, very uncomfortable bowel movements. They were very hard, very dry, very large, and very difficult to pass. Now, this might be a little too much information, but I frequently had to use a stick from outside, or I kept shish kebab sticks in my bathroom to break up the poop in the toilet. Otherwise, it would clog up the toilet every time going down. I became known for clogging up everyone's toilet, which is incredibly humiliating if you're, say, meeting your boyfriend's parents for the first time, or at a friend's house, or at a place of business where there's only one bathroom. I have been in all those situations, and every time I had to tell somebody that I clogged up their toilet with my giant poop, and that sucks. So once I started a carnivore diet, constipation was definitely not an issue at the beginning. I had watery diarrhea for about 3 weeks. Now, honestly, that was a kind of a nice change for me. That's not good either, and I wouldn't want that long term, but at least it wasn't painful. But ever since that time, I now move my bowels about every 3 to 6 days. And I know to some people that's so infrequent that they would still call that constipation. But for me, it's a huge improvement. And I follow several carnivore doctors who say, it's not constipation. It's just you don't need to go as frequently because your body is actually absorbing the nutrients that you're putting in it now. So there's much less waste. And I would argue if it's easy to pass, it is not constipation. No matter how long it takes for you to go, if it comes easy, it's not painful, it's soft, it's not clogging up the toilet, you don't have to use a stick to get it to go down, then it's not constipation. I actually looked up some medical definitions of constipation, and most of them include if it's hard, dry, and difficult to pass, then it's constipation. Some of them do say a frequency as well. So technically, if you go more than 3 days without having a bowel movement, some consider that constipation. But again, that's typically coupled with the discomfort, the difficulty, the hardness, the dryness, all of that. And I think most carnivores just do not experience that. I certainly don't. So the short answer is no, the carnivore diet does not cause constipation. And I want to add one thing. If you're thinking, what about fiber? How can you poop if you don't have any fiber? When I was constipated all the time before a carnivore diet, I increased my fiber like crazy. Sometimes I would eat 50 to 60 grams of fiber per physician's orders, and all it did was back me up more. So what I've learned as a carnivore is you do not need fiber to poop. What you need is to sort of give and take fat. If your stools are too loose, pull back on fat a little bit. If your stools are too hard, add a little bit more fat to your diet. Fat has been the key absolutely to a regular, comfortable bowel movement, way more than fiber ever was. All right, well, lucky for you, we are done talking about poop for the day. I would love for you to subscribe and like this video, share it with somebody if you think they would benefit. And the last thing I'll ask is check me out on Instagram, Delighted to Meet You, where we can chat every single day.